I lost a wife. I lost a girlfriend. I guess you could say. I lost a wife. I lost a girlfriend.
Not all people can say that.
And I lost a friend.
Yep.
You know, Nick and I were friends. And I was thinking about this the other day as I've come to peace with all this. And I'm like, you don't need to do this anymore. Stop it. You're acting like a psychopath. There was probably a level of love there between Nick and I. And people can clip that and call it gay or whatever.
There was probably a level of love there between Nick and I. And people can clip that and call it gay or whatever.
Rekieta be fallen. Oh, that's not nice. I said this morning, like, I'm over the anger stage of grief.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of that just shitting on him relentlessly was. I mean, it was true. It was all true, but like it was also egregious and aggressive and really harsh. And I was mad. I was angry. I was grieving.
I don't fault you for it.
And I know nobody does. Like, I haven't heard anybody who really thinks I did anything wrong. But outside of the things I did wrong that I admitted. But
we all know what you did wrong. You told us.
Yeah, like now it's a better look. Like I hope he gets the help he needs. I hope he gets his kid back. I hope his life goes well. Because I'll tell you this much: the Rekietas, Anderson, doesn't matter what your name is. If you're in that if you're in that situation, my life does not improve if your life goes poorly.
Right.
There is nothing about my life that gets better because you guys fucked up. There is nothing about my life that is enhanced because you guys failed. So I don't need you to keep failing. I don't need you to keep making bad decisions. I don't need any of the three of them to keep falling apart. In fact, if their life goes poorly, my life gets no better. If their life goes better, it still doesn't change my life at all. But it's better for your soul and it's better for your conscience to wish people that they do well.
And it's better for everyone else around them.
And yes, and I want there to be more happiness, more good decisions, more health, no drugs, no alcohol, kids in a clean, happy, healthy, sober home. That's my wish. And if it doesn't come true, it will not make my life any better or any worse. If it does come true, it will not make my life any better or any worse. For lack of a better word, I am at peace. And I know that's something that's going to bother a lot of people. That's going to cause a lot of people to try and make me do worse. I will say this. If that's what you hear when you hear me say that, you need to take a good hard look at yourself because you are. I don't know what it said. It said something like Nick said that you did coke too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you said that a lot.
I believe I fucking said that.
A lot.
I did it three or four times.
Yeah.
Total of about
you've
4 or 5 bumpskis.
You've been pretty open about that.
That's a pretty boring story at this point, boys and girls. So yeah, if Nick said, well, Aaron did coke. First of all, Nick would never say Aaron did coke too. That would be the dumb.
That would be implying.
Nick never said that because that would mean that Nick is admitting he did coke. And the whole like crux of his thing is he's saying coke. I don't even know what coke is. Coca-Cola? I don't know. That's his whole gimmick right now. So he can't go Aaron did coke. Wouldn't that be terrible? That's also why if I were him, I wouldn't do shows right now. And again, I hope he's healthy. I hope he does well. I see he's been putting on a little weight. He does look a little better. I think that's a positive thing. I mean that. But this is
he's
why
got a nanny to make him sandwiches.
This is why I would say if it were me, I would not do shows because I might slip up and say something fucking dumb like that. Like accidentally just go, Aaron is doing coke too. And then this is recorded and on the internet.
Yeah, you need to delay it.
Arachnid Sting with 199 says, I told you Kiki was never doing steel toe again. I win. Hey, dude, I talked to these people. Trust me. I knew these things a lot earlier than any of you did. All right. Except the Gino thing. I knew Gino wasn't going to be doing Rumble Friday anymore. I just hadn't heard it from him.
Gotcha.
So like him saying it on, I'll say this, him saying it on his show annoys me, but it annoys me in the way where like you look at your buddy after he does something and you go, "What, you retarded?" Like you're not mad at your friend. You're just like, dude, what the what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know? It's like, hey, Would have appreciated that. I'm not asking for a phone call because Lord knows you're busy.
Mm-hmm.
But a text would have been nice if I hadn't already kind of assumed.
Yeah.
I don't think you have the emotional response I had to all this and how hurt I felt and how upset I was without love existing.
Right.
And probably love for all three of them.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form. And I know that from the outside, guys, from the outside now, I can see how crazy that is. I can, believe me. But when you're on the inside, you think you've got your shit figured out, whatever. But best of luck, like I said. I don't know. But I think to have that level of animosity, there probably has to be some love. I admitted to doing coke a few times. And Molly a half a dozen times. Yeah, I admitted to that.
I don't know what they're talking about, coke and
what's
this fucking oral thing?
Like I sucked Nick's. Nick doesn't want. Well, first of all, it wouldn't be a true accusation, but that makes Nick look gay too, right? Like Nick's not going to go out there and go, "Oh, Aaron, dick." Like what? I wouldn't say it either because I didn't suck Nick's dick. I headbutted it. Dustin with $4.99 says, "Do you think Nick is B deep in April right now? Does he mean butthole or balls?"
I mean, both can be true.
Could be both.
He can be balls deep in a butthole.
In a butthole. Honest today. He says, for us OGs around back then, wouldn't we have noticed a broken nose from said headbutt? Kind of hard to hide it. Yeah. I mean, look, there's a lot of things about that story that are retarded that, look, there's someone who said that 2.5 years ago, and they're going through it right now, and they don't need me. I don't need to tell tales out of school anymore. It was a toxic relationship, and a lot of people did a lot of things that you could consider manipulative. And, let's just say maybe that knife cuts both ways, and I'm just fucking glad it's over, and I have my family back. I could have lost my family.
Yeah.
Because of the actions of myself and others. And I am in a much better spot now. And if that upsets you to the point where you have to make shit up about me, look, more power to you. I personally would find people to love and live your life, but a Keanu account, somebody made a Keanu Thompson account and says, "Wedding no longer. I'm sorry, please don't hit me." Kick me out of that wedding, you'll be all getting headbutts because Aaron just goes crazy and he hits women. It's totally not something someone would make up to manipulate people. And by the way, I will say this. People have asked me, so-and-so hasn't said anything about you either way on X, Y, or Z or whatever. I will say this about internet friends that I have. Some of them show their loyalty to you by not saying anything.
Gotcha.
I never expect anyone to get as you can see, I can get my own back and my own front. Every time we hit the goal, I'm going to break a 2x4 with my fucking forehead. So, good old JR with $4.99 says, "Wait, Aaron, did the Macho Man elbow drop on April?" No, I did the Dusty Rhodes, baby. I went, boom, boom, boom. And I dropped the elbow, baby. Dude, you may laugh at that and think that's silly. It's as fucking reasonable as accusing me of headbutting somebody. I don't care who you are. If you are a person who claims it firsthand, or you are a person on the internet who believes it. If you say I headbutted and choked a woman, you can right off with that horse shit and because it ain't fucking true. That's how I should have handled this from the very beginning. I was way too nice to any of you people. Yeah, there's one guy who has, how many followers yet? It's a guy with 90 followers who's trying to get that thing going. Like, Aaron's making headbutt jokes and he's doing this and that. And he's tagging Gino and Keanu, you should look at what he's... Oh, I can't think of a more pathetic person to be. Oh, would that be... That just actually makes me sad thinking about that person. It actually bums me out, his life or their life. You're getting mad because some report came out that wasn't true about something I didn't do, and I'm making jokes about it. And now you have to force yourself to clutch your pearls. You remember that I'm your dad.